Hi scrappy friends, this is Hannah with you, and I am working on a For the Love of Homemade Kits video layout, and I am using the February kit. I have not done that many layouts with this kit yet, so be on the lookout. I will probably be sharing these into March because I just don't think that I'll have all of them up by the time the end of February is here, which, you know, isn't a bad thing. So for this kit, if you haven't seen what's in there, be sure to watch or look for the link below for the stuff that I'm using in this kit. It has a lot of bright colors. So this is a 8.5 by 11 layout. It's pretty simple as far as like there's not a lot of stuff on it and there's not too much media. So I wanted to use like the pinks and stick with like more of a one color palette. I do have quite a bit of colors on that paper. It's really super fun. It's from One Canoe 2. And I thought it would be really cool to have the colors like they're dripping down the page or something. So I'm going to cut off the edges of all of these just a little so that they don't look perfect. Plus, when I was cutting them, not all of them are perfectly straight, just because they are painted on the paper, you know, like originally they were painted, and so they have that look to them. And so I just thought cutting it with my finger would help with that a little bit. And so now I'm going to take my stencil. This is one of the mixed media pieces from my kit. And I'm just using a black Pentel. I think it's Pentel. I don't know. It's a roller pen that is a little bit thicker of an ink than like the Muji pens. No, it's a Pilot pen. So it's the Precise V7 rolling ball. I really like this for like using with stencils and stuff. I also find it works pretty well on media. Just for whatever reason, the roller is pretty good. I find like with Muji, sometimes they work on media, sometimes they don't. I don't have any media on here. It's just white cardstock and that pattern paper. But I've used it on media before. So sorry for my cat, Mako. It's been really sunny lately, and so he's been in my room and he likes my desk, and he was wanting to get into my paint as I'm trying to get it all situated so that I could use it. I'm using two colors from Shimmers. One is a black color, like an onyx color, and the other one is pink caviar. Huh. That's just funny. Anyway, so it's like caviar colored. It's a really light color, but it matches with some of those papers, so it was really fun. So I just colored in a few of the triangles, and then did a few splatters, and now I'm going to color in with this black color. It's really pretty. And then I'm going to do some splatters with this too. And that's all I'm going to do. It's just a little bit of media, but I don't really need a lot because this is an 8.5 by 11. So it doesn't need to be really media filled. And sometimes I find that just a little bit of stuff like this is really what makes a layout fun. So this photo is an older photo. I took this a few years ago, 2 years ago maybe, when I was doing a week in the life, and I had a ton of those photos from a week in the life printed off like through a like Shutterfly or something like that. So I thought what might be kind of fun is to take this photo and cut it in half and then to layer it. It's our light post outside, and you can see all of the growth of the trees because it was from fall or springtime, and everything was just like super crazy that year. And we have this bush vine thing that has prickers on it, and I didn't know if they were or like blackberries or like a wild raspberry type of pricker vine bush or if it was just prickers. And so in the fall time, I didn't cut them. And then, so now it's the spring and they're just like overgrown. But I thought it looked really cool with our, that post. So I took a picture. And so I'm just layering it because I backed it with some of the cardstock, just the gray one. I didn't want something really, I thought about using like a peach color because I had a peach cardstock, but I kind of wanted it to go into the background. I didn't want it to pop, and I think the peach color would have popped because it wasn't as close to the peaches in that paper. So that is why I didn't use it. I did end up, as you can see, covering some of the triangles and some of the media that I did, but that's okay. So I had a word that says bloom, and it's gold, and I think it's Maggie Holmes paper or something like that. My cat is interested in the garland. He makes a lot of airtime today. So I'm sorry if you don't really like cats and that bugs you. It was hard to get him to stay off of my desk. He was like, no, I want to play. He wanted to play with that garland. I guess it's my fault for giving him garland when he was really little and letting him go on my desk. I realized that this weekend that I can't keep my layouts on my desk because he got fingerprints. He got like footprints on this layout. So when you look at the close-ups, it's not going to be as bright white as normal because he left some dirt on it from being in the windowsill. So apparently I need to clean my windowsill too. I was kind of irritated, but it was my fault because I left it on. And I think at one point the kid said he was laying on it too. So, I guess that's how it is when you have cats, right? So I decided to add that garland. And actually that was from last month's kit, I think. But I added it because it works. So I just wrapped it around a little bit, and then I'm using this piece of ephemera that also I think was from last month. So I'm gonna add some up at the top because it has flowers. So I thought the black and white flowers would be nice, and then I'm gonna add these clips on both the ephemera over in the picture and then down at the bottom. And I did glue those down with the green mono Tombow glue. I find that the green works a little bit better for non-paper stuff, and it can be really sticky, so you have to be careful. But then that way those clips don't move, because if I just left them there is a chance that they could fall off, and they still could fall off too anyway. I mean, who knows really in 10 years if those will the glue will actually really last. But I did end up finding a couple of extra flowers that weren't in my kit. The one up at the top is like a black gray color, and that was from Claudia's Pretty Little Studio collection. She has a paper with all these watercolory. They're really pretty, and so some of the die cuts in there. I thought about adding more flowers actually, but I was like, there's not really flowers in my photo. Those vines really don't have flowers. So I was like, yeah, I kept it really simple. Which I've been doing a little bit lately. I've been not using as much ephemera and stuff. I did add that chipboard that has the white and the yellow green color. So that was from Paige Evans. I know I put a few of that stuff in my in that kit. So the colors all went together. So I'm going to use these gold alphas just to spell overgrowth, because that's really what this photo is. It's like a really pretty photo of like the fact that we just need to do our lawn and do lawn care. So in my journaling, that's what it's going to be. It's not on there when I took pictures, but you know, I am one of those people that do my journaling after, like when I'm putting it away sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't get before I get everything. And this part of it is strategic in the fact that sometimes if you're like me and you mess up your journaling, you don't have to worry about it looking really crappy for everyone to see. Also, sometimes some of the journaling that I do, I just want to keep it for us. And so, I mean, I'm telling you about the pictures anyway, so I figure it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm curious, how do you guys do your journaling? Do you journal right away? Do you wait till you put it away? Do you forget and not put a journaling on? I find it interesting the way we all do it. A little bit different in the scrapbooking community. It's just fun to hear what everybody does. So here are the close-ups. Be on the lookout. I'll make sure I have the links so that you can watch everybody else's For the Love of Homemade Kits layouts. And I will see you guys later, and have a great, great scrappy week. Bye.